Although we don't feel it, the Earth is spinning beneath us at a speed of 1,674 kilometers per hour. But what would happen if the Earth suddenly stopped? The phrase "stop the world, I want to get off" has been present in various musical works since the 1950s. However, if the Earth were to actually stop spinning, the consequences would be less like a romantic song and more like a post-apocalyptic horror film. Joseph Levy, an associate professor of Earth and Environmental Sciences at Colgate University in the United States, explains to Business Insider what would happen if the Earth stopped. Imagine you are walking on a sunny beach along the equator. The Earth beneath your feet is spinning to the east at 1,674 kilometers per hour. If the Earth were to suddenly stop, what would happen? Since the sand and everything else near you is moving at the same speed, your walking feels normal. Then, as the world beneath your feet halts, you would be thrown off balance. According to Newton's first law of motion, or inertia, you would initially be propelled eastward at 1,674 kilometers per hour, and whether you land on the ground or the ocean, the force of the impact would likely kill you. The water would feel the sudden acceleration too, so you'd probably see the ocean becoming turbulent right before the impact. Trees and buildings wouldn't be safe either. The inertia that propels a building eastward due to the sudden stop of the Earth is far stronger than the mortar holding the bricks together, so the entire structure might collapse. A person located in Antarctica would probably survive with only minor injuries. Near the poles, the axis of rotation is much smaller, and thus the rotational speed is much slower. However, to be safe, you would need to be very close to the pole, about 89.9 degrees latitude or roughly 11 kilometers from it. At that distance, you'd likely only stumble while walking, but your friends in Denmark or Australia would probably not survive. Most places where humans live are far enough from the poles that their inhabitants would be thrown hundreds of kilometers per hour. What if the Earth's rotation gradually stopped? In natural systems, nothing truly stops suddenly. So, if the Earth's speed were to decrease gradually and eventually halt, what would happen? A gradual slowdown could prevent you from being flung into the sky, but once the Earth stopped, there would still be plenty of problems. Throughout the year, as the Earth orbits the Sun, half of the planet experiences night while the other half enjoys daylight, with the hemispheres continuously changing throughout the year. But if the Earth were to stop, a day could last 6 months. The sun would relentlessly shine on crops, causing most water in one hemisphere to evaporate. The subsequent 6 months of night would likely not be any better. The lack of light and warmth would destroy many remaining plants and freeze the water into ice sheets. Higher latitudes might be safer since sunlight near the poles wouldn't be as intense, but you would have to adapt to a nomadic lifestyle, following the light wherever it goes. You might also face unexpected weather. On a rotating Earth, most sunlight hits the equator. Warm air rises at the equator and, after cooling, descends at the poles. Ocean currents also follow a similar up and down cycle. But when only half of the planet is under intense sunlight for consecutive months, the planet acquires a different temperature gradient, making weather prediction much more complex. Is it really possible for the Earth's rotation to stop? Don't panic, but the Earth's rotation is decreasing due to a process called tidal braking. The Moon's gravity exerts a slight pull on our planet's rotation, so every century, the Earth's rotation slows down by about 2.3 milliseconds. However, it's unlikely that the Moon could completely stop the Earth. The Earth is much larger than the Moon and thus has significantly more angular momentum. One way to reduce the Earth's spin is for humanity to treat it like a massive energy source. For example, theoretically, we could use the Earth as a flywheel, harnessing the kinetic energy from its rotation to meet our energy needs. Even if we utilize the Earth's angular momentum to meet human energy requirements, it would still take about 1 million years for the planet to completely stop. So, unless a major space disaster occurs, the Earth won't stop anytime soon for you to get off, and that's probably a good thing. What do you think?